so hard finding a girl like nowadays. Now, at least from my experience, I come from a private Christian school for quite a few years. So, all of these girls like fall into one of three categories. One, they're just a friend. You know, just your bud, just someone you hang out with, nothing more. Two, they're like way out of your league. Like in the sense of, I can never be good enough, you know, that whole deal. And then three, this is where we get to the one where the topic of the video is actually focused on the crazy girls. Now, for those of you who don't know what a crazy girl is a girl who is crazy. Revolutionary idea, I know. But you find these people when you go to like a certain environment. Like for instance, when you're in a private Christian school and you have these girls who have basically been there their entire lives, they've been in this little bubble. They basically don't know how the outside world works, and their only real experience with love is through Disney movies. So they think everyone's infatuated with them. There is one of these girls at my school, and she is nuts. I'll break it down. Now, before we start, I want you guys to get into like your headspace of what a crazy girl is. This is a crazy girl. Now that we're all set straight, let's do this. Now, when I'm going to be talking about these crazy girls, I'm going to be going into three main points. Number one, they think the world is obsessed with them. What do I mean by this? Allow me to explain. So when these girls walk into a room, they think the world is obsessed with them. They'll be they're not going to be screaming things, I mean, hence the name, but they're not going to be screaming things like, "Oh my god, date me." But if you like notice their patterns, they secretly think that everyone's infatuated with them. It's how they act, it's how they look, it's how they treat others. It's an entire business. Some guys are smart, and they don't really want to deal with this, and they just kind of head out when they see the first sign of trouble. But then you have some guys who don't notice the signs, and they get infatuated with them. If one of your friends or anyone you know is obsessed with one of these girls, try to help them as much as possible to get away from that girl. Try to tell her or tell him like all of the facts you know about this chick before he gets into a relationship with her. Because once he does that, it's stage 5. It's too late. The damage is already going to be done. Reason number 2. They are very clingy. Now, I know this sounds pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go into a little more explanation, okay? These girls have a problem with letting go. And even if you try, like you try to nudge, or you try to like tell them, hey, I like spending time with you, but I got other things to do, you know? This will cause them to go to an unbridled rage, asking who you're cheating with, or something like that. If you're in this situation, or you know someone who is, just remember, don't be afraid to tell them no. It's gonna hurt seeing them scream at you from across text messages or in real life, but you need to say some boundaries. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you, but it's just I need my own space. Now, we're going to reason number 3. These girls like to gossip hard. Now, I know, again, that's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm gonna break it down once again. You say one thing to this person, and they take it the wrong way, they don't like what you have to say, they will gossip it to another person, creating false lies and false rumors. Now, usually, this part is kind of easy to debunk. Just set the record straight for everyone. It's going to be a lot easier if you come clean and just let everyone know what actually happened, or if no one believes you, record the conversation. If anything, check your state. Maybe it's illegal to record conversation without them knowing, but if it isn't, because in some states it isn't, record your convos, save your screenshots to make sure people know what's actually up. This is Mango Fett. Stay safe.